The winds howled across the fjord as the longships cut through the icy waters. On board, a band of warriors stood, their faces hardened by years of battle. These were the Brothers of the Axe, a fearsome Viking clan known throughout the northern lands. Their leader, Jarl Erik, stood at the bow, his gaze fixed on the distant shore where their enemies awaited. Erik had chosen this day carefully. The moon was high, casting its pale light over the sea, guiding them to the island of Skaldvik, a fortress belonging to their longtime rivals, the Saxons. The Saxons had raided their village last winter, killing Erik's brother Leif. Today was the day of vengeance. The longships landed silently on the shores, their sleek designs gliding through the water like ghosts. The Brothers of the Axe moved swiftly, their heavy boots barely making a sound on the rocky beach. In their hands they held axes and shields, their weapons of choice, honed to perfection. Erik motioned for silence as they crept up the hill towards the Saxon fort. It was a tall wooden structure, sturdy but no match for Viking cunning. At Erik's signal, they split into two groups. One would climb the walls and attack from within, while the other would storm the gates. As dawn began to break, the first group scaled the fort's walls using ropes and grappling hooks. Erik was among them, his heart pounding with anticipation. They slipped into the fort unnoticed, moving through the shadows like predators stalking their prey. Once inside, Erik gave the signal. The second group, led by the warrior Bjorn, roared to life, charging the gates with a battering ram. The sound of splintering wood filled the air as the gates crashed open. The Saxons, unprepared for such a bold assault, scrambled to defend their fortress. The battle was fierce. Steel clashed against steel, and the cries of war filled the morning sky. Erik fought like a man possessed, his axe cutting through the enemy ranks with deadly precision. Every strike was a tribute to his fallen brother. Bjorn fought beside him, his strength unmatched as he swung his massive battle axe, mowing down enemies with ease. The Saxons, though brave, were no match for the fury of the Vikings. The Brothers of the Axe fought with a singular purpose, their bond forged in fire and blood. Slowly but surely, they pushed the Saxons back, taking control of the fort. In the midst of the chaos, Erik found himself face to face with the Saxon leader, a towering man clad in chainmail. Their eyes met, and for a moment, the battlefield around them seemed to vanish. Erik knew this was the man who had killed Leif. With a guttural roar, the two clashed. The Saxon leader swung his sword, but Erik was faster, dodging the blow and bringing his axe down with brutal force. The Saxon fell, his sword clattering to the ground. Vengeance was finally Erik's. By midday, the battle was over. The Saxons lay defeated, their fortress in flames. The Brothers of the Axe stood victorious, their axes raised high in triumph. The blood of their enemies soaked the ground, but their spirits soared. Erik stood over the body of the Saxon leader, his chest heaving with exhaustion and relief. The weight of his brother's death lifted from his shoulders. He had avenged Leif and secured their clan's place in the sagas. As the sun set on the island of Skaldvik, the Brothers of the Axe boarded their longships once more. They sailed homeward, their victory assured and their bond as strong as ever. They were Vikings, and they had earned their place in Valhalla.